Thank you. Respected faculty, administration, family members, guests, thanks for coming. Hopefully you're keeping cool out there. We appreciate your continued love and support. To my fellow seniors, or rather newly minted ex-seniors, what's up, guys? We made it. Your high school career here at SEM is truly, without a doubt, over. Yet, here we are, stuck in ceremony. It's a kind of commencement limbo where we've officially graduated but aren't really done yet. We've been sprinting for the finish line and then abruptly stopped inches before the ribbon. But strange as it is, this moment provides an opportunity to stop and look in both directions, forward and back, upon what has occurred, what will occur, and where that leaves us now. There's a common refrain you've been hearing for a while, it's been repeated all year, that senior year can be boiled down to a series of lasts. But looking back, I find a lot of fault with that metaphor, mainly because it's mostly right, but just a little bit wrong. The way I see it, senior year hasn't been a straightforward laundry list of to-dos. Not everyone has checked off the same things on their path to these seats. In part, yes, due to the sweepingly divergent interests this class has among itself, but also simply because we're different people. Instead, I offer this. Senior year is a bingo board of lasts. Notice that the last aspect remains. For all its future-minded emphasis on our next step, that is, college, senior year will always be first and foremost a practice in finality. The variation arises from acknowledging the fact that we all worry about and observe different kinds of finalities. We're not set in our paths. We have a choice in which last we want to commemorate. Some you can have marked on your calendar weeks in advance. Last musical, last basketball game, last chapel, last family-style dinner, last society day. Peace and peace. These are milestones you can prepare for. Others are more casual, though. They sneak up on you and are only recognized in hindsight. Last midday Walgreens run, last rush parallel park job on Market, last postprandial loiter on the benches in front of Fleck, last time Mrs. Lewis yells at you for playing music in the library. These impromptu lasts may not immediately register in the same way, but after the fact, they can resonate just as strongly as those forecasted. Collectively, they form the board you're playing with, from which you derive the memories that will form your recollection of this year. Think about all the lasts, large and small, that you have experienced, and there are many, whether you recognize them today or a year from today. Of that vast mosaic of experiences, what will you pick to emphasize? How will you make your bingo? 10 years from now, what will encapsulate your memories of SEM? A last and an end are not the same thing. A last is final and unique. An end, on the other hand, is temporary, passing. It is more a change of state than a stoppage. Last can signal an end, but are not ends in and of themselves. That's an important distinction to note as we near the closure of commencement. What does our graduation, the end of our time in high school, mean? The end of an era of greatness, the likes of which will never be seen in Kingston again? Perhaps. But eras come and go as part and parcel of high school's turnover. After us, people will come to SEM and become SEM, fill this campus with life the same way we did, because SEM, like any institution, is not a collection of buildings. It is the people who inhabit those buildings. 2014 may end and we end with it, but SEM, like it has done for 170 years, will go on, at least until it runs out of Kingston real estate to purchase. So, as we shuffle off this adolescent coil, I offer a quotation from the Flaming Lips song, Do You Realize? Realize the sun doesn't go down. It's just an illusion caused by the world spinning around. A frank rebuff of geocentricity, to be sure, but also sound advice for dealing with our departure. Our time here is over, yes, but time itself is not over. The world keeps on spinning around and we continue to move with it. There is life beyond SEM. For some of us, that life will still involve people from SEM. For some of us, that life will involve no one from SEM. For some of us, that life will involve moving to Florida. Though the next step varies, what is consistent is the fact that we will not be there together. As soon as I finish talking and Madison rings that bell and we recess with as much pomp and dignity 120 endorphin-filled teenagers can muster, the we that composes Wyoming Seminary's graduating class of 2014 will stop existing. gone in as much time as it takes Zenonia to walk down that aisle. It's sad, definitely. Even more when you consider that that may have been the last Zenonia joke ever made. Mark that on your boards. Now, when John, to be clear, I know his name, it's John Zernheld. When John starts college, chances are he will make a new name for himself, both figuratively and literally. The rest of us will face a similar dilemma in deciding what pieces of our high school identity we will take with us. We will continue to adjust and evolve throughout our lives. That's simply human nature. Yet I cannot avoid the fact that I've been changed by this place, or rather by the people who fill this place. On some level, we have all been irreversibly tweaked by being here, by being with each other. As we exit SEM, we leave behind some photographs on the walls, various under-the-desk scribblings, and a shinier spray head than when we arrived. In return, we take memories and mannerisms, lasts and letters. Carry them with you and use them as you will. Just remember from where and from whom they came, and cite your sources accordingly. And that, my friends, was the last long-winded speech you have to sit through. Consider it a free space. There will be cookies and punch after those for a bingo. Thank you, and in the immortal words of David Klon, drive carefully and no fighting.